We go, man. It's about that time, man. Reminisce Show, Reminisce Show. Carrying that tradition of saying Kofa, because sometimes we got to go back and collect what is useful. And we also got to add Ubuntu because I am, because we are. You know what I mean? So I go by Logic, and I'm here with my brother.
My man, the Supreme, living the dream. What up? What up? One love.
I like that, man. My man, the Supreme, living the dream, and that got to be the the saying now. You know what I'm saying? You got to run with that.
Yeah, man, I run with that for real. Yeah,
no doubt, man. Yeah, man. That's what's
yes, yo,
up,
actually,
man. So I mean, there's a lot that's
real quick. I'll just add on that
you.
because I saw somebody yesterday. They were like,
Okay.
you have to realize you are literally the embodiment of your ancestors. We have to acknowledge that, and we have to live that way. So our ancestors could not do what we're doing, and we are their physical echoes, their flesh. Like we are them. Yeah. So
Yo,
I love them.
listen, like when you say living the dream, that's exactly what it is. Like we are really living that dream, like the freedoms, the liberties, and really just come into full embodiment of who we're supposed to be. Yeah, it's a definite privilege, man. But our ancestors are also with us as well.
They are in us, and they are with us. They are watching us. Yes. Well, yo, man, how you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah, definitely. Feeling a lot better. My energy is going up. I know that we've had, I just think there was just like a lot happening in September. But my energy wise, like I'm feeling pretty balanced. Been doing some clean my place, keeping my place a little smooth, and that's definitely positive energy and vibes. So doing good. Yeah, me. What about you, brother?
I love to hear that, man. I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. My diet's getting okay. I'm trying to clean it up a bit. Yeah, I've been trying to eat healthy and drink more and get my protein and smoke less and just trying to be healthy. Yeah, feeling all right. And my sleep has been very weird, but I'm still working on that. But yeah, man, my health is wealth, man. I'm really working on that. So yeah, man. There's a couple.
Okay, let's get it, man. Let's get it.
I feel like there's a couple things I wanted to. Yeah, I'll actually there's a TV show that I didn't talk about earlier, but there's a TV show that actually I've been checking out that had this moment that I'm like, oh, yo, it just kind of ties into everything, and I don't know if should I just go into it here, or is there anything you have urgently you want?
I mean, you might as well go into it.
Okay, so I'm watching.
No, I mean, go.
Okay, yeah, man. So I'm watching this show called Task, and it's just like a task force kind of thing. It's got Mark Ruffalo in it and a dude from another show from Ozark. And so the guy who, he's a dope actor on Ozark. So I was like, all right, I'll check this. And the way I can sum it up quickly is like they're kind of doing a very short version of The Wire. They're doing like white people in Philadelphia, and they're not really being overt about it, but it's got parallels to The Wire. It's like this task force and these criminals, these bikers that are selling heroin and shit. And like you see all of their families and you see all of their lives, and like the good guys aren't too good and the bad guys aren't too bad. And like you just like it's very much like they're not blatant about it, but I'm like, yo, this is like you guys are obviously inspired by The Wire here. So that's dope. And in the last episode, like there's a robbery, somebody gets robbed, and then a kid gets kidnapped, and there's like all this like drama, and people want to escape. And I had this moment where I just actually started basically crying watching the show because this dude's in Philly, and he's like, "Yo, we gotta like sell this fentanyl and get the hell out. We gotta solve our problem and like get out." And the dude's like, "Yo, man, have you ever seen Canada?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, yo, it's really beautiful up there, man. He's like, it was on just some real fucking railroad underground shit. And it's like these drug dealers were like I mean, I know they're not going to get there, but like in the show, they're like, we got to escape to Canada. It's a beautiful place up there. There's nature and all this stuff. And I was like, yo, man, this is just, it's hitting me, man. This is what slaves were talking about. Like, this is like if you live in like hell America, like some people just be like, yo, man, we can get a lot of the things we have in America, but Canada is like a little bit better. And like, we obviously know the indigenous and us as black people, like Canada ain't fucking perfect. We know it. But like, just in relation to America and stuff, it just hit me. I'm like, yo, man, like ain't a damn thing changed. Still can't like Underground Railroad business.
Well, yeah, no, that's super interesting, and like, there's definitely many stories of, people transporting drugs from the States to Canada, and would even literally like walk through like the forest, like before crossing borders and whatnot. There's like different places, in between that people would literally just kind of walk through and just like end up in Canada. So there's definitely a lot of that. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, like during like the Prohibition, like Al Capone like had a connection to Montreal, right?
And
so
Windsor, and the Windsor.
So that's where,
that was
yes,
so real, so real.
History, yeah. Now, my only thing is like with those kind of narratives, like, is it like, because you're right, it is very similar to like the Underground Railroad story and just like that narrative of like finding freedom and opportunities and whatnot. And sometimes I wonder about, stories. I mean, it's different context, but basically what I'm trying to get at is like, we're seeing like a rewriting of history that's been happening a lot lately, even like in the States. Like, just to kind of sidetrack a little bit. I saw this. I don't know if you saw this. It was almost like this recap trailer. It had like theme music, but it was with images of ICE arresting and detaining people.
What?
So it's like catching Pokemon. It's like, yo, like, and someone posted on IG and said that this is actually, yeah, it's on IG, apparently the official like White House website. Apparently, I have to go see that for myself if it's actually on the official website, because that is crazy. That is so crazy. The Cops theme song, and just do that. Bad boys, what you got? Like, they might as well. But I guess to up it up for today's generation, the Pokemons, like they're catching Pokemons.
Yo, that is crazy.
I'm like, yo,
but like they're absolutely unhinged. Like about a month ago, they did a link to something and they used Jay-Z song. I think it was I don't know if it was Run This Town, or like they used a Jay-Z song blatantly, like total copyright. And somebody was like, Jay-Z obviously did not sign off on ICE using this. And somebody was just like, I'm just going to link this to Jay-Z's account so he sees what these people are doing. And like 2 days later, they obviously took it down. They're like, we know we couldn't like run, but they're like, they did it for a day or two. They're like, just like when like Trump will like, yo, let me just use like some black dude's music for this marching thing. The dude's like, you didn't clear that, bruv. I didn't approve that, but you like already played it. Like 50,000 people saw it before we got to like take it down, which is insane. Like, oh, they did a Pokemon thing.
Yo, it's like when yeah,
wow,
yeah, when he used after he got shot, man, wish death upon me. Oh,
exactly what I'm talking about.
It's deep.
Fast.
It's like, is this real? Like, is this? I can't tell if this is like a Fox News segment or if this is like a Simpsons episode in real life. Like, I don't know, man. It's really, really interesting, weird, bizarre. I just don't know what to make out of it yet.
Exactly where we are right now, and it's just so weird and infuriating to me. I look at these people and I'm like, these are the adults that run the world. This pisses me off. This is embarrassing. This is disrespectful. This is like unconscionable. Like, so did you see some of the clips of Trump today speaking at the UN? It's
I saw it. Yeah, I saw a clip about him talking about like Tylenol and like autism and just I don't know, man. Like I don't know.
Oh man, yeah,
Weird
yeah.
time,
Like
B.
it's super weird time, and he was at the UN at the UN Assembly, and he was saying, "Yo, a lot of people. I know how to run the country. I stopped 7 wars." Like just blatant super lies. And he's like, I earned $15 trillion in the economy, like just absolute super lies. And then he said something like, we got a lot of stupid people running the country. Like we need to change that and stuff. You were like, wow, the irony is just it's just too blatant and weird. And yeah, man, it's just a horrific time politically. This is just the leadership is just not there.
Yeah, like I don't think we've ever seen this, happen within American culture. At least not in our times. Like like I don't know. Like this is something different.
Never. Yeah, yeah. And for the first, yeah, I'm not going to go on too much about it, but Kamala Harris just put out a book. It's called 107 Days or something, and yeah, I guess it was like the 107 days where she was campaigning against Trump,
Okay.
and she just came out, and yesterday or today she was like, yeah, when I saw her quote was like, I hadn't been so sad when I saw the results of the election as when my mother died. Like that's it.
Wow.
And then she's like, I had a feeling that things were going to be so horrible, and it's
Yeah,
like it's not very hard to predict. But she was, like a politician who was like, if you let this guy win, he's going to
that's it.
fuck it
Yeah,
up for
yeah.
real. And it's not, and she wasn't on some "I told you so" shit, but because
But it's just like,
yeah,
yeah, man. Word, man, word. All right. Well, we can move over to some hip hop news, man, because there's been some stuff that's been bubbling and buzzing.
yeah, we got a big topic to go, and let's go into
Yeah,
the let's go
yeah,
into
man. So, Infinite Cole, who is Ghostface Killah's son, put out, I guess, like an EP and a single called "SweetFace Killah," which most people have been kind of taking it in as a diss record, although Infinite Cole has mentioned that it's not a diss record, it's just him
it's gotta
expressing
make
his perspective and whatnot. But if it's interpreted as a diss record, it's fair because I mean it's hip hop. It is what it is, and from my understanding, well, from what you mentioned, you probably speak more a bit on it than me, but there has been other, I guess, like records or other public forms of conflict, or something
yeah.
along those lines. And this is my first time actually hearing the song. I didn't really know about him until now, and I was just kind of blown away. I was like, wow, this is, well, for one, I mean, the track is fire, and then two, it's like going at Ghostface in this manner is yeah, like I can only imagine, Ghostface's like, perspective on this, and like what happens now, But I will say this, I because I was curious, I did check out the EP, and there are some other songs on there, and after the SweetFace Killah song, there's a song called Dad and I,
Yeah,
and it kind of has this like almost like a 90s, TLC kind of bop to it. I mean, it has a nice, it has like a throwback kind of vibe to it. But to me, it's a real like introspective and beautiful song, meant to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at it from like the perspective of a son, regardless of lifestyle and whatnot, just a son wanting a relationship with a father, and then have a father who is rejecting the son. Like this is a narrative that is all too common across the black men experience, including Ghostface himself. As far as I know, like his pops wasn't connected. Could be wrong, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure I heard some lines about that. But anyways, I think to myself, like, if that song "Dad and I" was released before the SweetFace Killah, I wonder how it would have been received. Now I understand we live in a now where it's like attention currency, and people got the rollouts, and I'm sure Infinite Cole had some like marketing people team behind them being like, oh shoot, your dad's dropping the album, this is a good time to kind of just add on to it to create momentum and and interests, and has like their names up in the public light. I don't know. I'll also say this, and I would love to hear your opinion. In the song "Dad and I," you can hear there's a lot of beautiful like reflective lyrics, and you can hear that he actually wants a relationship with his father, Ghostface, but seems like that's not happening, or hasn't happened.
Yeah.
There's been that, but I don't know. Like I wonder if like this public space of kind of like putting the tension or the disapproval or the rejection in a public space, is that the best way, or is this, hey, look, this is what art's all about. Like art is a form of expression, and sometimes truth hurts. So yeah,
Yeah,
what are your
well,
thoughts on that?
those are very valid points, and you say all the realness that that I'm sure everybody is curious about and wondering. Um, One of the answers that I could give to it is when I became aware of it last year. Infinite Quills put out a video that wasn't about Ghostface, but he just put out a song, and it was just like, "Yo, I'm doing my thing." He was like singing and stuff, but with that post, he was like, "Yo, I am Ghostface." He kind of put this very, very public post out, and he was saying like, he was like, "Yo, I'm Ghostface's son, but Ghost doesn't acknowledge me, and the only reason I'm going public is because I've been trying behind the scenes quietly to like talk to my father, but he's not speaking to me at all, and I've been cut off, and like." He's like in his 20s
Mhm.
now. He's like, I'm a grown adult, and he's like, I want a relationship with my father, but I haven't been able to do any of this privately. So I'm coming out publicly to try to like just, to have a public campaign. If anybody can help
Mm.
bring it to his attention, please do that. And yeah, so it seemed like that's what I read in his first post, which came out last year. And
Okay.
so like, and he wasn't going. I feel like he was pretty reasonable about it. He didn't do anything super disrespectful, or he's just like he's obviously queer, and you know um
Mhm.
and yeah, he's just saying like, yeah, I'm I guess he's got relationships with men and stuff like that, and Ghostface doesn't want to acknowledge that, or yeah, like it alludes to that, where Ghost is like, I don't want to,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't want to really, I guess I have a gay son and I don't really want to talk about it, kind of thing. That's what the situation just looks like on the surface. And Infinite is kind of saying that to a degree. So that's what came out last year. And then this, like, he
Mhm.
didn't even didn't make this massive campaign. He just put out a couple posts, put out a couple songs, and it was just like, yo, I'm trying to get a hold of my dad.
Mhm.
Nothing happened. And then this year, he's like, I'm gonna make a song about
Wow.
him. And yeah, and I did hear that second song. You're right. You're totally right. It's nice. It's got a chill, dancey groove, and like it samples. I don't know if it's Crystal Waters, but it samples like a classic '90s dance song too, like a little
Yeah.
more in it. But yeah, like you're right. Like
Yeah.
this, it's like it wouldn't have had the same impact as the song, and like the song is bold because it's like it's saying, "Bati boy, sweet face killer." I'm like, wow.
Yo, man, like when I heard that, I was like, yo, like for me, because it's so hip hop. It's so hip hop to lean into whatever society or people has deemed as not the standard or whatever, and to be like, okay, I'm gonna take whatever you rejected, and we're gonna make it gold. We're gonna make it a thing now. So like to flip all that, it's SweetFace Killah and all this, and yo, like to me, that's hip hop. You know what I mean?
Very
Like forget preference or whatever. Like at the core of it, hip hop is about taking nothing and making it something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking the pain, all the things that people were dissing us off for being poor and being black and racialized and all this. We're taking all of that and making it into
Yeah,
something and throwing it right back in your
yeah,
face.
bold and unapologetic. It's real. It's wild.
It's hip
So
hop,
hip
bro.
hop. It's very hip hop, and like blessings to them both. Hopefully there's a reconciliation, and hopefully there's. I was listening, and I'm like, yo, the wild thing is, And like you were talking about this earlier, in a slightly different way, but like I was like, yo,
Mhm.
Ghost got like songs with Mary J. Blige and some R&B singers and stuff to keep Black Blue Raspberry. But like I'm like, yo, your son has an amazing voice, yo. Like if you made a song with your son, like you would have it would be fire. Like your son can sing. And like Ghostface obviously loves soul music. He's got the Delphonics on stuff and like it would be on some
100.
yeah, it was really dope when T.I. made a song and it was like there was like the three of them and one of the sons made the beat and then one of the sons was rapping on the song with T.I. Like I can't even remember what song it was, but he put it out last year. I was like, that's
Mm.
fucking amazing, man. That's just like, come on. Like that's I salute that so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that,
two
they
two
do
things,
they
two
do a
things that
little bit of knuckle.
like imagine.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like two things that come to mind is it would be dope for Ghostface to be featured on the remix for Dad and I. I think that would be like a real response or something. I think I think there's like an opportunity. Back to your point about Ghostface, loving soul music and expressing himself through music. So all that I got is you with Mary J. It's has that. It's one of my favorite Ghostface songs. You know what I mean? It's like one of those first songs that made me cry because I was like, yo, I feel this. The pain, the vulnerability in that, and whatnot. And I saw this interview recently where Ghostface was talking about how he's never performed that song, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. That is such a big hit. I can fully see him performing it with Mary J. with the full orchestra, with the strings and everything, like on some classical, like suited up kind of black tie affair vibes. You know what I mean? But it seems like the way when I was reading between the lines, it was almost like it was a very vulnerable and emotional song for him to create, and he just doesn't want to go back into that space. Like he doesn't want to feel that type of vulnerability. It's like I did it, and then it's done.
That's real.
It's literally what he said. It's like I've never performed that song, and I'm like, and that was like it also to me it also speaks to the generation of like this is someone who grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like these are very particular times. Like like nowadays, we talk about feelings. We're a little bit more open minded and whatnot. But back then it was like you had to be rigid. Like you can't show any emotion, any vulnerability. Because that's seen as a weakness. So in a way, I overstand his mindset and whatnot. And yeah, what I mean, it's just like a lot to unpack there. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, man, because it's not like this is the beginning of this, this is a whole new generation of cats and like this, I don't know what wave of MCs this is. This could be like the seventh wave of MCs and stuff, but like you couldn't in the 90s, you're absolutely right. Like like there was no acknowledgement of that and none. So it's like in the 2000s, there really even wasn't. In the 2010s, there really like Little Nas X was one of the, and Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean's not hip hop, but he was in a hip hop crew with Tyler the Creator and Tyler the Creator himself. Like literally, these are like the very beginnings of like queer black men in like doing any rap accepted. So like even though there was like the mad rapper like skits and like rumors for all the way back to the 90s and stuff, but all those cats were in the club. And so yeah, man, like
exactly,
this is just brand new and like we're in new territory. And like yeah, man, like I respect Ghostface. I want him to reconcile with his son. It wouldn't, I don't know, like there's Ghost has an interesting, hilarious skit on the new album where he has the pause skit where on Supreme Clientele 2. And but like, yeah, man, it speaks a bit about the like the generational ignorance. But on a bigger level, I hope he just reconciles with his son. And yeah, that's whether it's public or not, man. Like we don't need to see it, but like if we
for sure,
it'll be super dope. But even if just behind the scene.
Yeah. And to me, like it's just one of those reinforcements of like the value of fathers, you know what I'm saying? Like and the value of just presence. And I'm not talking about gifts. You know what I'm saying? Like just literally being
there.
there, just being like, yeah, I see you. That's it. You know, as men, that's all we're looking for. You know, so I definitely hope, you know, something could happen. You know, and also to give Ghostface some grace to shift and kind of look at love for his son in a different way. You know, maybe it's not the way that he desired or planned. It's something different, you know. So I think to also give him grace to adjust and try to find and try to find some place of like common understanding, you know.
Word. I agree. Yeah.
Because like just to add, like Ghostface hasn't come out and like disrespected his son. Like has he?
No.
Oh, he's
It's
just ignored it. He's just ignored it. Okay, yeah,
I swear
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
zero words, zero acknowledgement.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, and you know, we've met Ghostface a couple times, and you know what I'm saying. Like I know he's a rational and, you know, sensitive kind. You know, he has his emotions, but he's also guarded. You know, and I think that's, you know, again, there's history for that. You know, but hey, like I'm down for any kind of like, you know, father son relationship and for healing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us don't walk around with this like chip on our shoulder, you know. So I'm here for all of that. You know, I don't know if this is like a Jada red table talk kind of vibe or somebody else. Like I don't know, you know what I mean? But it would be interesting. It would be interesting. And you know, I mean, he does have an album out, and you know, like you know, we live in a time of attention currency, and this could be an opportunity to. Who knows? Hey, who knows?
You
Anything's
absolutely,
possible.
you
Anything's
absolutely
possible.
right, and it would be beautiful to see. It would be beautiful to see if they linked up publicly and on some father son shit. But yeah, on a family vibe, that would be great. And like yeah, I mean the last thing I'll say is like, you know, sometimes I don't know if Ghost, you know, he shouldn't really give a fuck what anybody thinks. But like, you know, some of these guys would be like, well, you know, I don't know if people would feel differently. Because I mean, I say this from time to time, and I stand on this on 10 toes, and but like I definitely believe Dr. Dre and Eminem are both bisexual, and I believe that there's a lot of evidence to prove these things. And I'm not saying it for shits and
Mm,
giggles, but I'm just saying like one of the reasons that they haven't fully come out and 100% just had a blatant like declaration of it is the thought of, hey, you know, how would I lose fans? You know, that's one of the
yeah.
things in hip hop, and like, you know, maybe I think that's one of the reasons maybe why Ghostface isn't acknowledging this son. But it's like, yeah, man, he wouldn't. You have a
Well,
yeah,
yeah, like I said, yeah. Again, it's you know, so it boils down to like public opinion and public perception or whatnot, and it just kind of shows like how much we're so guided by that. You know what I mean? Like, is that's what's preventing you from making connections or you know living your authentic life, like public perception. But then again, like I said, coming up in a particular era, that's that's just what it was, you know. Like you know you can't be transparent and honest. It's not like this new generation now, because the previous generation paved the way so that we can have like an infinite call and people aren't like tripping about it. Yeah, they might be like, okay, well, look at this guy's makeup and hair or whatever, but no one's like, when I see him, it's on site. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
we're not at that space, you know what I mean? Which is great, you know? So,
yeah. You know,
because, you know,
one of the thoughts, it wasn't exactly like a gay thing, but to be honest, it was like a masculine thing with against like slightly feminine or abstract thing when KRS-One threw Prince B off the stage from PM Dawn in 1991.
oh,
So it's like that. You know, those guys. I don't think they were gay, but they were definitely like alternative and like, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
hippie hip hop and stuff.
yeah.
And you know, Kara's like, "Yo, fuck that weak shit," you know, throw him off this, and it's like that was it wasn't cool, but like that happened in the culture, and like yeah,
Mhm.
there are a few, and it's not even to say like the like black dudes who are into hippie culture are automatically weaklings. Obviously, that's not the case. That just has to be said because De La Soul were known to whip motherfuckers' asses, and as they were actually like dudes, they're like, yeah, we like hippie shit, but we throw hands. throw hands. Like, yo, don't think we're weak. So, yeah, man, nerds can fight too, but like, it's not even to promote violence or anything. It's just to be like, people are complex. There's some black people who have more aggressive and more masculine and energetic identities, and some who are more reserved and cerebral and have other ways of expressing themselves. But when push comes to shove, all of us have been known to defend our identities the way we like we need to. So that's like,
yeah, man. True indeed, man. True indeed.
yeah,
Yeah, man. So what else is there? Yeah, so Jay Electronica dropped 2 just like unannounced albums. From my understand, I believe that there's two Jay-Z records or songs that feature Jay-Z. I haven't heard them myself personally.
Really?
But that's what I heard. You
know? I didn't hear that.
Because I think like on the track list, Jay-Z's name isn't like technically featured, but he's just kind of like, like, oh shoot, there's a J-verse, just kind of pops up, which I think is kind of cool. So like a Easter egg kind of vibe, because I believe he did that last time. When he dropped.
I didn't hear that Jay was on it. That's cool. I didn't know until you said it. Yeah. That's cool. I gotta find that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to like kind of skim and figure out what song that is. But to be honest, I didn't like take it in as much. But I will, But hey, it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool, man. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna do the same thing. I don't know how much is out there. I saw the EP, like the Patents of Nobility apparently has been put on all streaming platforms, which is the original project that a Rich Kid's beat was on. So
yes.
I saw Rich Kid big that up again. Gunshots for Rich Kid once again.
Salute, man. Salute, Rich Kid.
So I saw that. So apparently that's what he posted first. And then I heard that actually there was 4 projects, but I think that some of them are very short. It's like a 4 or 5 song EP or a 3 song EP.
Oh,
but apparently there's multiple projects. Like there's either 2 or 4. I had no idea about Jay-Z being on it, but I did see a project that had like 5 or 6 songs on it. And I just had a brief little thought, and I just wrote on Twitter. I was like, "Yo, Jay Electronica doesn't believe in marketing or promotion." I just wrote that as a thought on Twitter, and Jay Electronica liked it, man. Like the real went to him. I'm like,
that's
really him. He saw it, and he actually liked my shit, man. I'm like, wow.
He's like, yeah.
Oh shit, man. I wasn't even. You never know who's watching your shit out there.
It's so funny. Like as you said that, I'm remembering the last time Jay Electronica was in Toronto. I don't know, maybe about like how long ago was that? Maybe 7 years ago. It was at the Cool House, so that was a while ago. However long that is, I can't. The dates are getting mixed up these days. I don't even know. A while ago, but I remember I have footage. And I'm sure this clip is on YouTube on the Stolen from Africa YouTube channel. Go check it out. Of you on stage with Jay Electronica, like rapping lyrics with him, like you're like facing him, like he actually like turns to you and like sees that you're like connecting and rapping his lyrics and whatever, and it was just a vibe, what I mean?
The Cool House one.
I'm sure I have that, man.
Yeah,
yes, the Cool House,
super hype, man. Yeah,
it was so intimate too. Like there's bare people on stage, like he went in the crowd, he was like very accessible, like in community, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, like that's like a missing element of hip hop. Like the artist is not separate from the group. A matter of fact, you're in the cipher. You know what I'm saying?
Jay Electronica is great at that, man. He is a man of the people type of rapper, even though he does disappear for decades at a time. When he's rapping, like he is at one with the people. That is really dope about him.
It is kind of ill how he's able to do that though. Not too many artists like do that, where but they can just like pop in and pop out, and it's like, hey, like almost like they never left.
That's the thing, and he is timeless like that, man. He's like that, like mystical Muslim prophet, or he just like appears like a comet, and then disappears like a miracle. But like, yeah, man, I'm happy for him. I want to peep more of this. There's something I wanted to say about it, but it slipped my mind. Oh yeah, he said that he had 19 albums ready to go, but yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, with all due respect, like uh, I don't think anybody wants to see like a 19 album drop. Like you can like space it out and do some other creative installations, yeah, I think there's ways to kind of play around. If you have that kind of material, I mean, there's a lot like you can play around with that. Like maybe it's not just the typical like releases. Maybe it's almost like what Alchemist and Erica Badu did. Where they like toured the album before they put it out or something like that. I can see like artists like finding different creative ways like that for experiences rather, so
Yeah,
like imagine like because when I listen to like Jay Electronica's music, it's not necessarily the music I want to like groove to and jam to. It's like it's thinking music. Like I want to listen to that while I'm driving or I'm on the bus or something and I just want to kind of zone out or I'm sitting in a park. You know what I mean? It's that kind of music. So imagine doing like a Jay Electronica like immersive like photo exhibit, you know what I mean, with his music playing and like, I picture that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, like now we're going into like a museum library kind of like aesthetics, you know what I'm saying? Like I picture that, So I mean, if hey, I'm put free ideas, man. Like if you were to do something like that, I check it out. I check it out
that's
100%.
real, man. Oh shit, actually, that's a great idea. But yeah, man, yo,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, he's back in the culture. I mean, we'll see if he tours or if he does anything. But yeah, man, yo, like you said, I gotta hear that new Jay Z verse. I wonder if it's like an old one or like a one from this year. I wonder what is it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't think it's super new, but um, yeah. Another piece of news. Did you
What's happening in the
see
news,
that
man?
Jay Z's Times Square casino got rejected last week?
Oh,
Yeah, and it's very
oh, a casino in Times
very
Square?
interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and it's an interesting story because unfortunately and kind of wackly, Jay Z and Beyonce had dinner with Ivanka Trump,
Uh,
Jared
yeah.
Kushner, the day before the vote went in. So people were like, "Yo, this is the reason why they were sitting down
Mm,
with these Trumps because the next day they were having a very political vote happening for Jigga's business,
interesting.
and they still
Interesting.
got rejected anyways. The vote got rejected 4-2 because it's like, yo, Times Square is
It's pretty hectic. Yeah, like time, like
ostentatious enough. It doesn't need a casino. Like really, I'm not even from there, and I've been through Times Square a couple of times. Like it's one of the most over over
yeah.
everything in the world. Like, yo, it's so ill. Have you been at? I've actually been standing at Times Square at 2 in the morning and been like, why is there exact same amount of people as at 2 in the like? This is just 24-hour
Yeah,
nonstop
yeah.
business. This is weird.
And yeah, yeah. And it's like that in winter time too. I was in New York in January. And like I said, like I was there like 11:30 at night, not 2 in the morning, whatever, but I was there pretty late and still people taking pictures, hanging
Rammed,
out, doing their thing in
yeah,
January. So never mind in the summer.
just rammed out. And so like, and the thing was like, yeah, I'm not no hater, man. Like I'm constructively criticizing all my heroes, and like I'm gonna get to the end of this point in a second. So Jay actually put out a statement where he was like, like gambling affects all communities, and we had some stuff that we had in mind that we wanted to do to kind of help make sure that addiction didn't go too high. And it's like there is no Jay-Z fucking community center. There's no Jay-Z. Like, Jay, like, y'all were going to try to do a gambling thing before a couple of other things. Like, you can't really justify this. And, like, it not happening isn't like the worst thing in the world. Uh,
Well, speaking of which, like I did, it's funny because now I'm connecting
I
the
was going to bring
dots
up, like, are you
because
talking
there.
about Nas's one in Queens? Do you know about that? Because that's where I was going to go. But yeah, you go on.
Okay, well, maybe I'll say this because there is a woman that might actually be it, but I know it was in relation to a casino somewhere in New York, and it was a young woman must have been, I don't know, maybe like late teens, early 20s kind of vibe. Very passionate, talking about, like the implications of addictions, talking about how she's seen her family and the people around her and how addiction destroys families, and going off and just really speaking to that, and how a casino is not going to be like, a viable solution. And she was very passionate about it, like very matter of fact, like, I've seen it with my own eyes. This cannot happen. So I wonder if that's the Queen's one, or it might have been the Queen's one, but like, 'cause that seemed like they had like a town hall and had people kind of like sharing perspectives and whatnot. But when I heard that, I was like, yo, I feel that still.
Yo, that
Addiction is no
yeah,
joke.
that is super real. But as far as I know, Nas actually got his approval. Like Nas is trying to build a casino, and I think they got approved like 4 to 6 months ago in Queens. So Nas, I was doing some research, and then Nas, as far as I know, like it wasn't like Nas. I think it was like Nas plus a bunch of other people. But like, so I think they're gonna open one in Queens, and that did get approved. But Jay is trying to do one in Times Square, and it just got turned down. And I don't know if it's another case of Jay like just trying to bite Nas's ideas, that which as does happen from time to time. But like, yeah, man, like it's just like a weird situation.
I'm so curious to know, where in Times Square would it
Yeah,
be? Like, where, like, so, because Times Square, it's really like everything is already set. Man, we're talking about New York, what I mean, who has been like building on top of each other for like, decades upon decades, like there's not much space. Like everything is like, all the space is taken up, so
yeah,
it's like, where are you gonna go?
I don't like. I've never been to India. I hear India is like the most dense on the
Okay,
planet.
okay.
But like for me, I've been to New York, and to me, like every single square inch is
Yeah.
beautiful in New York. You go there and you're like, you can't do nothing everywhere, and like it's so cramped that like they just go up. You're like,
Yeah, that's
everything
it.
views left to right, which is why you can go in an apartment building and it's like 80 stories up. I've been to a friend's like condo in Manhattan, and you're like, what do you mean we're on the 82nd floor? What the hell is that? What is that?
Like,
Like
what?
on the 82nd
Yeah,
floor of a
yeah.
building, and it's like 82. What the fuck is this? Like, you guys just go up to the cloud.
Hey, man. If the elevator breaks, man, what you
Yeah,
gonna
man,
do,
you
man?
just
That's
be like, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Oh
But yeah, man.
man.
Anyways, yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, I ain't hating on Jay's business, but just not every, not every business venture is a
Yeah.
great idea.
Um, Sorry, last thing, I keep, so, now all the different stories are popping in my head. Do you hear about, the story that's going around with this artist named David, with
Let's
like
talk about that. I did a little research on
yo,
this. Yeah, man. Oh,
it's such a strange, story. Like, so I first like heard about it from like a social media feed, talking, well, first it was like, a woman that was found in a Tesla, man, rest in
yeah,
peace, because
a
that's
girl.
no way to be. Yeah, a girl, a young girl, by the way, 14-year-old girl. And so when I saw that, I was like, yo, that's crazy. And this artist, I've never heard of him. But then I saw another post of like the mom talking about, this artist name, or like she had a boyfriend named David, and then da 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 da. So I'm like, oh, okay, so that's connected to, and learning about like, the car was registered in his name, but he was, I don't know if he was out of town or whatever. But anyways, there's just a lot of like weird stuff happening. Girl, I guess, like at the things, and just a lot of just sticky, weird, and just uncomfortable, things that's happening, where people need some answers, like we need to know what's going on, and this is wild.
Oh, it's super
What's
wild,
your
bro.
take? Like, I know you've done
I,
some research on that.
I, I did some research on it. I listened to the song once. I just because I didn't know. I was like, I kept seeing D4VD. I'm like, what is this thing? And like, I just care about
Yeah,
this. I just care about justice, especially justice for women. And I just like, so I did some research. I listened to the
yeah.
song once. The song is called "Romantic Homicide" or whatever, I think. And so yeah, it is so yeah, yo. I mean, it is so damn suspicious.
I
Like
haven't heard it. No,
it
I haven't
looks.
heard it.
Oh, dog. Like it looks like this dude killed this girl and made a song about it, and has very, very thinly veiled. Like it's on some like kind of Eminem Kim shit, but like Kim Mathers is still alive. Like Eminem made a song about killing his girl Kim, but like Kim, he played the song to Kim, and Kim was like, "This is fucked up." And was like, "This is just a song." Like this situation, like there is apparently a
Right.
version of the song where he's saying Celeste, Celeste in the chorus, but he deleted that and he just has the same song with similar things. He talked about in the back of my mind, she died and I didn't even cry. So he's talking about this murder of her, but he's taking her name out of the song. I've seen a clip of him scrubbing. He was like, I have a side business where I clean sneakers, you know. And there's a video of him cleaning some Jordans. And then there's a picture of the girl wearing the fucking exact same year of Jordans in one of her final pictures ever. Wearing like it's like a Jordan's 13. And he's cleaning the shoe. You're like, why are you cleaning the shoe? What are you cleaning off the shoe? There was so much very suspicious fucking footage clip. When they got that Tesla, it's because he went on tour and he just left the car in the neighborhood, and like apparently music was playing
And then the
like on a
smell,
pedal.
like, or whatever.
Yeah, and it smelled. I haven't like I needed to take a little bit of a break on it, but
Ooh.
the word was there's two bodies in the Tesla. And the first word was I just kept researching about the Celeste girl and how the teacher in the class was like, yo, I know this guy named David who was
Yes. I saw the teacher. Yeah.
and like how the girl was a runaway and all this stuff. Dog, there was this clip. I saw this footage. I saw this shit. I'm like, yo, this is so fucking wrong. So the girl, David and the girl are on a stream and they're talking on a live stream. And David, he literally says, he's like, I media trained you. I media trained you he's like, I media trained you how to behave. And then her reply is literally, she goes, media trained on how to rape underage bitches. And then she starts laughing. And then he is like, whoa, 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 cut this, cut this. And then he's like, mods, can you delete this video? She literally says, like, she's like, she knows what's happening, but she like likes him, but she just calls it out. She's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm underage, you're raping me. And she just like makes a joke, like she's like laughing at it. She's like,
Crazy,
she
bro.
just says it on camera. He's like,
Wow.
whoa, stream done. But I'm like, he's like, delete the stream, and the stream did not get deleted. So yeah, and the last thing I'll say is like one of the very last pictures of her is like this video of her like going backstage behind this curtain, and she's got these pink bracelets on, and then he's seen wearing the same pink bracelets later on in some stuff. Like there's all this parallel crossover. They both have matching tattoos.
I
There
say,
was a Discord thing where he actually admitted to getting her pregnant. He's like, yo, this girl was like, yo, I want to have David's baby. And then the girl comes in and she's like, too late, I'm already pregnant. And then he's like, yes, I'm like, so-and-so is having my baby. Like, I've seen all of this written. The girl's 13, 14 while these are things. And yeah, man, I heard that he just got arrested, but I heard he got arrested either yesterday or today. But I don't know if he's been charged with murder yet.
okay.
Like it's like
Yo. Oh.
it looks like it's him. It looks like there's nobody else, and it looks very fucked up, man. It looks very fucked up.
Yeah. No, that's wild, man.
That's all.
Jeez. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's so much going on with these young folks, man. Especially in the context of like murder, homicide, and just not like being so desensitized to the value of life. When things happen, it's just like, oh, someone died. Okay, hey man, hey, pass me that,
Bag of
popcorn or whatever. Yeah, bag of chips, and just like a regular day. It's like there's no empathy or compassion. It's just like there's just no feeling. It's just numbness.
Dog, he made that line, yeah. And like I saw him talking about it on Genius, and he is saying he's like, this isn't. He's like, it's not a real song, but he's like, in my mind, like that's the rhyme. Like he literally, I'm like, it's almost the exact quote. He's like, in my mind, she died, and I didn't even cry. And he's like, yeah, that's how the song was. And he's like, the song is a metaphor for me killing somebody, but I didn't really kill her. But the idea is when the killing happened, I didn't even feel anything. And like this is like I'm basically quoting what he's saying. And I'm like, bro.
So quick question, because for me, I like watching thriller movies and horror movies and all those kinds of things. And whenever I see someone doing something evil, I'm always interested in the backstory. Like, what's like the method behind the madness? Like is there any kind of like explanation like how the story like evolves or this make
um
believe story?
yeah, no, I've been trying to fill in those pieces too, because like there's also this other weird shit. Like he put the song out on her birthday and some shit like that, and like there's all this really weird numerology and shit. But
Oh
apparently,
boy.
like she's been run away from her parents for 6 months. And she was like living with him while he was on tour or whatever. And she's been like a missing persons for the last year.
Wow.
And she was like ran away from her parents and then came back and then ran away. And she's just been with him for a bunch of months. And then she disappeared, wasn't on her social media. Nobody could find her. And then she just popped up in the fucking car just a couple days ago.
Crazy.
So like, yeah, there's a bunch of like stuff that's not been filled in yet, but apparently like she was living with him on the road. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, actually the last thing was there's a bunch of his project, there's a bunch of song titles that are very fucked up, dude. Like very fucked up. It's just like thinly veiled. You're like, this is murdery. This is toxic.
Man.
This is
I'm,
not.
I'm, I'm gonna have to do the knowledge now and just kind of see, because I mean this is what the young people are talking about. It's all over their feeds, and I want to be able to you know see what's going on. But yeah, this is extremely disturbing. I mean, yeah, like to me, like these narratives of people getting murdered is so common amongst youth culture. It's like a regular thing. I mean, in Toronto, like every 2 seconds, I'm hearing of another rapper getting shot, or another rapper getting charged for murder. You know what I mean, or something along those lines. It's like either or either. You see, there's someone's killed, or someone is going to jail for killing.
Yeah, man.
And nobody wins in none of these situations, and it just brings a lot of heartache. You know, and it's one of those things to know that as human beings, like we're connected to people. So when people are just having this idea where I'm going to take this person out, and it's like, yo, there's so many people that person is connected to that's going to be impacted. You know what I'm saying? And it's so
Absolutely.
wild, man. So the value of life, man, we got to reevaluate and really acknowledge it for what it is, man. It's like a real gift, man, because death is very permanent.
Death is permanent, man. And like, yo, death should happen by accident, or like, I'm so with you, man. That value of life, and like these young cats throwing it away over nothing. Like,
It's like they're like babies to me. Like when I'm like you're 16, 17, 22. I'm like, life
yeah,
is just the beginning. Like you haven't even like scratched the surface. That you mind you, like when you're at that age, I was there too. I thought I knew everything. When I was 22, I was like, yo, you can't tell me nothing. I know how this place works.
for real.
No, man. As you get older, you evolve because your brain is still developing at that time. I mean, it's not even fully developed yet. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give it some time, and you start really realizing, like, yo, this is actually precious, man. You know?
Absolutely. And like, for sure, man. Every young kid thinks that they're like, oh man, my parents are stupid, and I could run this shit. But it's like, yo, the truth, like, no matter how smart or dumb you are, life is long. And if you're
Yeah,
21, even if you're the smartest 21-year-old on the planet, you've still only lived 21 years.
that's it.
And like, there's many, many years ahead of you. So I think this dude was 21. I think this David dude, I think he's either 21 or 22. So yeah, people were like, not only is he a murderer, but he's like a pedophile murderer, because the girl
Yeah.
was 12 years old when he
Some of my daughter's age, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
and like, yeah, he was like, she was four, she died at 14. And like, yo, yo, man, you've been like chilling with her for 2 years. This is so very fucked up. And yeah, man, I've only I couldn't even like keep going on it because I was like I wasn't even ready to deal with a second body. I'm like, this kid is like a fucking multiple murderer. I mean, so I'm not even I don't want to go on too much about that. I actually want to quickly say this one story that I've been hearing about.
Mm.
Apparently in Houston, I'm pretty sure it's Houston. There has been 14 young black women, I think, found. There's been
Found what?
14 bodies I've
Oh,
been found in water, I think, in Houston, something like that, in the past month. And there's barely been any news about it. Like I heard the news when it was like body number 13 or 14. Because Willie D was talking about it, Willie D
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
He's like, yo, I'm pretty sure there's a serial killer in Houston right now. And he's like kind of only like going after black women or women of color. So this is why there's no talk about this in the news
Facts. Yeah.
here. Like there's nobody's saying shit, but it's like he's on body number 14 right now in the last month. So I've been like, I just started researching it, and I the one that I saw, it was like a young black woman. I think body number 13 or 14 was a black woman. So I'm just starting to research it. So I'm just like putting that on your radar and like, yo, like
Wow, I'm
this
gonna
is
look into that, man. It's crazy.
yeah, shit's crazy right now. That's another thing that's like it's definitely happening. So, but yeah, man,
Yeah.
this world is crazy.
Yeah, man. Like in the midst of all this craziness, man, we gotta, keep the faith. And this is kind of something I've been really reflecting on a lot, lately is we're in that like middle ground, you know what I mean, where it's like, that we have like the elders and then we have like the young people, and elders are transitioning, and we are becoming the knowledge keepers, like of just like the awareness of the past and what we need to move forward, and it's like, how can we guide these young folks, when the culture is so toxic and the culture is like suicidal, you know what I mean, or at least like the lifestyles are, end up resulting into death, and that's like normal. It's like, well, if I die, I die. Like, it's like, you're 18, you know what I'm saying, like,
With you, fam. Like the dreams are small, and it's like the expectations are like, yo, I'm either gonna die or go to prison or like whatever. Like like I ain't gonna dream big. I ain't gonna travel the world or nothing. Like I'm not gonna try to invent nothing. Like a lot of really darkness and like yeah, willing to throw it all away for
yeah,
like nothing. A lot
it's
of
wild.
nothing. So much. So yeah, you're right, man. You just need to do better. We need to do better.
Yeah, man. True indeed, man. True indeed. All right. Well, I guess we can kind of end it off on that note for now, and we always got to keep tuned in with what's happening in hip hop culture, for better or for worse. A lot of intercomplexities this week. But hey, this is what we got to do, man. We got to build on it, and keep the faith alive, push forward, and not forgetting the lost elements of hip hop, which is knowledge of self.
Knowledge
You know
of
what I'm
self.
saying? When we have knowledge of self, man, we move a little differently, So this is something that's kind of like missing from the culture, and it shows.
Absolutely, for real. Yo, for real. People without knowledge of self will be easily led astray and or destroyed. So, yo, man, know
That's it, man.
thyself. What was I think? Yeah, what was it? Know thyself, and you'll know the secrets of the universe. So, yeah, man.
Big facts, big facts.
Hey, man, yo,
All right, man. So we're gonna sign off
I
like
know,
that. Of
Terry.
course, man.
Yeah, I'll let
That's
you.
it, man. Reminisce Show every time live. Yeah, man. We're gonna sign off.